Hey guys, I promised y'all a follow-up video, and I just wanted to kind of go into a little bit more detail about this olive branch and a couple of things you can add to it or variate it. And I wanted to go back to the history just a little bit. Originally, some years back while I was watching Doc ski, I came across the olive branch, and Doc went into its history, and I learned it was created or developed by Jim Trelikes, and how it got its name, the JTLB. Well, on top of that tutorial, I saw Doc's beautiful tiger wraps, his specialty among a bunch of specialties, I'm sure. He's really, really fantastic at weaving too, which I haven't even tried to tackle. So y'all really need to check out his videos. I learned a lot from watching his videos. Also, I'd like to mention Mary McIntyre Christie, who is also a very good teacher. And she recently also did a video or two on the olive branch. And she's awesome at her decorative wraps. I mean, her work is just amazing. So, here are a few Here are a few variations of the olive branch, and I also have a sample of a saw blade in here. And I did these in advance just to show and share some ideas. Okay, so this one right here, I did with the kaleidoscope, and I actually redid it, and that's this right here. Let me see if I can get that. And because the first time on the other video, it looked kind of rough, and just before, so y'all won't think I'm using a crappy looking plank, I make these test blanks, I guess you call it. I just take some PVC and I paint it, and I put like an end cap to it just to where I can hold it in my wrapper. But let's get back to these other ones. So my next one I did is a saw blade, and I just did that with this premium metallic gold. And basically all I did, and that's this one right here, was I started in blue too, because I kind of like the blue and gold together. But anyway, I did a single wrap of gold, several wraps of the blue, and then single wrap of gold, and then a few more wraps of the blue, and then I twisted around like you normally would with an olive branch, and I didn't put any blue. I just went right behind it with it, probably about 3 more wraps of the gold, and then I did 2 or 3 wraps, and I decided to, let me go back here just a little bit, I decided to use the size D because it tends to make things a little bit bolder and bigger. But anyway, back to where I was. I did like 3 wraps of the blue, and then probably about 3, maybe 4 wraps of the gold, and no blue in between. But then going in the same direction that I went over here, I wrapped the gold around the blue, which kind of gives it looks like a saw blade. So then I did some blue, and then another wrap of the gold. Now this one, I decided to put the kaleidoscope and the premium wrap together just to see how that would turn out. Now I think it turns out pretty cool. So I did, let me focus. I did a wrap of the kaleidoscope, and then a band of the gold, the premium gold metallic, and then I took the kaleidoscope and the gold metallic, put them together, and did my little bands here, you know, where you're wrapping it around the blue. And then I did a band of the gold, and then the same with the two together. And then plain gold, premium metallic, and then the kaleidoscope. And this one was actually the one that I, you know, kept on the other video. Now, on this one, it was just the white and the blue. I did a band of the white, then a few bands or a few wraps of the blue, then wrapped the white around, and this is all D, size D thread. Wrapped the white around the blue. Did 2 or 3, I'm not really sure, I can't remember, of the white, and then probably a wrap or 2 with the blue, and then the same here, 2 or 3, and then another wrap around with the white wrapped around the blue. Now on this one, I kind of made a mistake, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. Right there is where I didn't have a band of the blue. Somehow it got away from me. I don't know how, but it still turned out kind of neat, which is, and like I said, this is my test blank. I can always go back to it for reference, and I like that right there, because that really truly to me looks more like a saw blade. Now on this next one, I did, of course, we have the blue, and then I did a combination of the red and the white, size D. Now, come on, focus. On this one, this one, basically the same way I did this back here. I did a little bit of red, and then the blue, and then the white, and then a couple of bands or a couple of wraps of the blue. And then I took my red and white and did them side by side when I was wrapping around that blue. And that turns out pretty good, but you got to really watch it so you keep your red on top and your white on the bottom as you're wrapping it around. So that's pretty much all the little examples I did on the olive branch and a saw blade. Let me see if I can try to remember. And like I said, going earlier in the other video that I did before this, going down this olive branch road is what prompted me by trying it, you know, trying it with the metallic, which was a booger, but it can be done. And in those words of Winnie the Pooh, sometimes when I'm going somewhere, I wait, and then sometimes somewhere comes to me. So y'all just remember, when in doubt, Google it. And custom rod building is a family full of talent willing to help each other out. At least that's what I've found out so far. Well, that's all I got this time. So you guys take care. Tight lines to y'all. And see you on the next video.